All right, guys, today's gonna be a little bit different. We got the kiddo here. Dad is on a photography adventure. I'm trying to get the coolest photos today at Animal Kingdom of all the animals and stuff instead of video. So I'll do this little intro and then we'll go through and look at some awesome photos. Did not remember that they have an anteater, a giant freaking anteater over at Animal Kingdom. I love this shot, like, other than the little like grass on there, it looks very in the wild. And I like that a lot of the shots you can get at Animal Kingdom don't feel like they were shot in a zoo. And that's probably one of my favorite things about doing photography at Animal Kingdom. Like, how does he see? He's got no eye. Like, his eyes, how does he see? I digress. Super cool pics of the anteater. The kiddo was like, that's the sloth. That's the sloth from Ice Age. No, it's not sloth from Ice Age. It is an anteater. Very cool animal. Weird animal, but very cool. The Tree of Life. I think there are over 300 wood-carved animals in the Tree of Life. Just crazy. On our way to Africa to go get on the safari, we saw a little Wilderness Explorer sign. We're like, oh, let's go do the Wilderness Explorer badge down this little side trail. So we went down this side trail and we found like this really cool area where you can like see a spider. You can see a lot of the characters coming through on the boats. Great views of the boats. And they had a little turtle habitat. Like, oh, look at these awesome turtles. They're so cool. Look, they're just slow. Look at so slow, the turtle. And then two turtles got really close to each other. These two turtles. I was like, wow, why are they so close? They're discussing something. Something is going on. And then we're like, oh, they're gonna race. It's gonna be funny. Watch the slowest race ever. So I pulled out my phone to take some video. And that is where I captured this. All right, guys, it's a tortoise race. Oh, they're fighting.
They're not racing. They're pushing it.
They're fighting. The other one opened his mouth and got like mad at him. And like now the other one's trying to push him with his shell.
It's a battle.
It's a battle.
Yeah, this side. Watch.
What's that mean?
It's a battle.
Alright guys, turtle battles are pretty boring. So I guess we'll end it here. Oh wait. Oh, is he gonna push him over?
Oh my gosh, he is!
Oh my lord! No! What? No way! Something I had never thought I would see, a turtle fight. And thank God that turtle landed right side down, right side up, right side something. Because turtles can't flip themselves over if they get flipped over. So that could technically be attempted turtle murder? Turtle murder? Turtle murder? Say turtle murder 3 times fast. Turtle murder by the other guy. If he had flipped upside down, we would have had to go get somebody. It would have been crazy. But they had turtles and we saw a turtle fight. This was the turtle fender. He was the guy who attempted murdered the other turtle. So I wanted to get a good shot, but he wouldn't look at me. He was shameful. As I was saying, you can get amazing views and pics of the characters as they come down on the boats, as they're doing their little boat meet and greets right now. And I got this great picture of Pocahontas, looking very regal. And Miko! Miko was very excited to see the kiddo, so he was waving pretty hard at the kiddo. He did his little raccoon move, and at one point he even did a heart. I didn't grab it. I was trying so hard, but I wasn't able to grab the heart. And then as you're walking through the little pathway underneath by where we came out, you get fantastic views of all the carvings. There's a moose there that I didn't even know I took a photo of. I think there's a shark on the backside over there. I mean, Tree of Life is pretty darn awesome. got distracted because then Pluto came by, and Mickey and Minnie, and Pluto was doing like a victory lap here. Super cool photo, was very happy. The guy driving does not look very excited. There's Minnie Mouse. A little leaf got in my way, so that's why you see that little green blur below me. Monkey. This is probably one of my favorite carvings on the Tree of Life. It's King Louie. I'm sorry, that is King Louie, man. There is a giant spider. Speaking of spiders, Dad ate a spider. I did. I've eaten a tarantula. And we actually saw a tarantula. When we went down that little side path, there is a tarantula in a box, and the lady gives you a whole story on tarantulas and insects, and it's one of your badges. And I didn't have the heart to tell her that I've eaten one of them. After this little trek, we were walking around, we were getting ready to go on the safari, and the wife had remembered that Kevin is back at Animal Kingdom. So we went through and found Kevin. Kevin is on the right-hand side before you get to the bridge to Dino Land. So there's the Isle of Java on your left, Flame Tree Barbecue's a little bit closer, and then bam, on the right-hand side, Kevin. I think I have gotten this look many a times from the wife. Yeah. Usually I'm doing something I'm not supposed to, and I get this look. Kevin was awesome. He is so expressive. Gigantic bird, man. That is a big bird. I love, like, he can open his mouth, he can blink. His little wings go, it's amazing. Watch. After that, we're like, we have to get to the safari. We gotta go. Let's go to the safari. But Dad has to stop and take his favorite photo almost in any Disney park. This is the bridge over to Africa by the Harambe village. And you get this majestic view of Everest with the greenery and the building and that brickwork on the bridge. It does not look like you are in Florida. This 100% looks like you are somewhere else. So I did 2 edits of this photo. This is a great one to show you the before and after. So that's the before. You really can't even see any of the sky. And I didn't replace the sky. I just brought it back using the edits in Lightroom. So boom, now we've got sky, we've got some color, it's very vivid. But then I wanted to do one that felt almost more like an old-timey photo. So now this one feels a little more tinny, like a photo you would find from an old adventure that someone had and they printed out. I don't know which one I like more. I think I kind of like the faded one because it has like a nostalgia feel to it. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer. Do you like the bright one or the muted one? I'd be interested to know. The attention to detail that they put into these places is kind of amazing. So I wanted to snap like a cool picture. The blue background of the sky was nice. It was just a neat photo. And while we were there, we walked up on an amazing performance from these steppers. They were doing a Black History Month performance. And they did all this step dancing. The kiddo got into it. It was amazing. I have the entire video of the steppers up on the channel. If you want to watch it, it's like a 17-minute performance, but it is worth every second of it. And now, the Kilimanjaro Safaris. I just thought this was another cool little detail. They have this sign on the wall, in the queue, in the back. You don't really even see it. But then like the wood across the side is all distressed. I thought it was very cool. These are some pelicans. Spoonbill pelicans is what they told us. And I got like this really cool shot of this guy like opening it up and doing the thing. And so this is a vulture. I think we call them turkey vultures here in Florida. They are not part of the exhibit. They weren't any of the animals that were invited. They weren't brought in. They're not curated. They just hang around. They are also a protected species in Florida. So you can't do anything to make them leave. So they just kind of hang out. And they're there. And he was showing off. He was like, look at how big my wings are. And it's a big bird. It's a big bird. We got a little croc action. Super cool. These are Nile Crocodiles, I think is what they told us. They are not gators. This is not an alligator, this is a crocodile. And I got a really good shot of him with his mouth open, just kind of like chilling. Dude, those horns are huge. Gigantic. And it's made out of our fingernail stuff, which is kind of creepy. But hey, I think that shows the massiveness. I wonder how heavy they are. I think they're like hollow. Because man, to hold your head up like that with that thing on there would not be easy. A zebra. Or zebra, depending on where you're from. Now, I don't know if the lady was messing with us or what, but she said, how do you know the difference between whether they are black with white stripes or white with black stripes? She said if they have a black nose, then they are black with white stripes. If they don't have a black nose, they are white with black stripes. I think she was pulling a dad joke. Speaking of dad jokes, time for a little coffee. We did get to see some giraffe. They were pretty awesome giraffe. The kiddo said her favorite animal on the safari was the giraffe. Elephant. These guys are awesome, man. Gigantic. This was one of my favorite elephant shots because once again, this does not look like it was taken at a zoo. That super turquoise water was gorgeous. She was just standing there. I really love this photo. The reflections in the water of the birds, and these are the flamboyant of flamingos. They turn more pink the more shrimp they eat. Thankfully, that doesn't happen to humans, because I like shrimp, and I'd be very pink. This is a before and after you want to look at. Before, after. Look at the difference that some post-process editing does to a photo. I mean, that's a pretty okay photo. But man, when you add that punch, it just clears up the water. Everything looks cooler. Here's a tip to make more interesting photographs. Put some things in the foreground. Like this would be a okay photo if it was just the rhino sitting there eating. But by framing it with that stuff in front, that's a little bit out of focus, it just makes it a more interesting photo. Lions, oh my. The male wasn't around, we only got to see the females, but I got like super close and some really good detail in there. I did get the mama rhino and the baby rhino together, and I thought they looked like pretty cute. This is the goat shed on the way out. Love this photo. Just seems like something you would get on a safari. Now, if you don't feel like waiting, if the line it was like 60 minutes when we did our wait for the safari, but you still want to try to get some cool photos, that Gorilla Falls walking trail has a ton of awesome photo opportunities, and there is no wait. You just walk through there at your own pace, and you can get some amazing photos of gorillas like this. I mean, that dude is massive. He is a gigantic silverback, and I'll show you the before. So that's how it was shot. He's a little bit washed out. You can't see all his details. I brought up them, and I wanted to do this one in black and white. This is probably one of my favorite photos I took the entire day. He's like looking pretty much right at the camera. I've got good detail in there. I love that he's got like a little piece of something on his lip. So that's before, that's just how it looked when I took it. And then I was able to bring up some of those shadows, add a little bit of a tinge of color to it. Here is one of the little monkeys in the monkey habitat. And this was shot through like a fence, basically. And you can shoot through a fence. Believe it or not, if you are far enough back from it and you focus on the item, the fence just somehow disappears magically from a photography standpoint. I don't know how it does that. I thought maybe of doing like a little photo book of this, like a printed like coffee table book of our Animal Kingdom Adventure Day. I thought that might be fun, so I thought this would be a cool little addition to that. They have some awesome birds in that walk. So once you come through, you walk through like a little place with some snakes and stuff. Hard to get those photos. They were all hiding, all behind glass, not super easy. But the birds, able to get some cool shots of the birds. This guy was my favorite. Here's a really good shot of a turkey vulture. I actually like this shot. I hate these birds. I like the shot. This was the original, and that's what I was able to bring it to with some editing. I love this one. The little meerkat, he's just poking his head out there. And then I went around to the side, and I swear he was posing for me. He got up, he did a perfect little pose. I was like, he's posing for me. And the guy goes, really? You think he's posing for you? I'm like, yes, he was, 100%. He's posing for me. Another one of my favorite shots of the day. This is one of those, look, by putting something in the foreground, it just makes it so much more of an interesting photo. This is the backside. So the big silverback I shot first was at the front side of the Gorilla Falls. When you go around the back, there's the enclosure where you can see, and this is all behind glass. This was shot through glass. And the last one I'm gonna show you is what you can do with Photoshop. What if he was standing in front of the waterfall? Huh? This shot did not happen, but I just comped them together in Photoshop to have a little fun with it. I have to say, do this. If you have a chance, especially if you're an annual pass holder and you have the ability to go to the parks multiple times, take a camera with a zoom lens and go walk around and just look for details and stuff. I have to go back because I want to shoot like the flowers and the scenery and stuff like that. I focused on the animals for this adventure, but I want to do more of these because I feel like you notice things in the park that you otherwise would miss. Now, you don't have to do it with a zoom lens if you are not trying to get these awesome animal photographs. You could do it with your phone. Just look at the park from a photography standpoint and try to think, would that be a cool photo? And you'll notice so much more of the details that they put into the parks that way. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a little bit different video than I normally do. It's not a normal vlog, but I had a whole bunch of fun doing it. I am going to put all of these photographs on my Instagram. I've already put some of them up there. So if you're not following Dad on Instagram, why? DadGotParks on Instagram. I'll put all these photos up there. Dad may go to the parks and take awesome gorilla pictures. But one thing Dad doesn't do is an outro. So that's it. Bye.